we ready to read chapter 4? Do you have your cozy blanket all nice and cozied up? Okay, here we go. Chapter 4. As Logan slid into Miss Cindy's driveway, he thought about who could possibly have taken the flower. Or was it just misplaced? Logan decided to check out his neighbor's backyard. When he opened the latch to the backyard, he saw Nala, one of Miss Cindy's cats, sunbathing on the patio. "Hi, Nala. Did you see what happened to the orchid?" Logan asked. Now, Logan knew that cats can't talk, but who knows? Maybe they understand more than we know. Although it seemed Nala did not know anything, because all she did in response was stretch real long and then went to her water dish and started drinking. "Oh well, it was worth a shot," Logan told the cat. He then went to work looking all over Miss Cindy's yard. After a while, Logan sat next to Nala and started petting her. "Now, Nala, it would really help me out if you could talk." Logan sighed and watched the cat play with something. What was it playing with? As he got up, Nala decided she was done visiting and scampered off, leaving her toy behind. Logan bent down and picked up what appeared to be a little girl's ponytail holder. As he was looking at it, Miss Cindy came out in her gardening gear. "Oh, Logan, I didn't see you, dear," Miss Cindy exclaimed. "Hi, Miss Cindy. I heard about your lost flower. I wanted you to know, or let you know, that if I see anything, I will call you." "By the way, Nala was playing with this," Logan told her, handing her the hair band. "Oh, that belongs to my niece, Emily. She must have left it here when she was visiting me," Miss Cindy said. "When she was visiting you?" Logan inquired. His finding bells were going off. "Let's see, it was a couple days ago. I was showing her the orchid and she was so excited that I had won. We even celebrated by baking a cake together," Miss Cindy said. That's very interesting. Does Emily still live in that red house next to Darts Park?" Logan asked. "Yes, but there's no way she would have done anything with the orchid. She was just as excited as I am to receive the reward on Saturday," Miss Cindy said with a worried face. "I'm sure she didn't, but I'll go ask her if she noticed anything that day," Logan explained. "Well, you're such a good finder. If anyone can find my flower, you can," Miss Cindy said with a smile. With that, Logan jumped on his bike and once he was out of sight, turned the rockets on to go to Emily's house. Logan thought Emily was all right, for a girl that is. She was a year younger than him, so when she would come over to visit her aunt, he would let her play basketball with him. He felt obligated to teach her some cool tricks with the basketball, since he felt like she could be his little sister. Chapter 5. Emily was outside on the sidewalk playing with marbles when Logan rode up. "Hey, Logan, cool bike. Can I ride it?" Emily asked as she quickly put her marbles in a bag and ran over. "No, you can't. You have to get permission from," Logan almost said the finders and gave away his secret. "The mayor," he finished. "The mayor?" Emily asked, all sassy, not believing him. That was the other thing about Emily. Sometimes she could get feisty. When she didn't get her way. So Logan had to distract her. He had to do it quickly since she was already grabbing his handlebars. "Yes, and didn't you want me to show me your new treehouse you were blabbing about last time I was teaching you to play basketball?" Logan thought of suddenly. "Excuse me," Emily said, now turning to Logan with her right hand on her hip. "We were playing basketball. I already know how the game works," she informed Logan. That is exactly what Logan wanted, to get her fired up, as his mom would say, and stop thinking about the bike. "All I'm saying is you kept telling me you had this great tree house, and so I came over to see it," he said as he walked toward her backyard. Yes, 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 Emily exclaimed, forgetting the bike and running ahead of Logan. I will show it to you, but you can't climb up until I get to the top, okay? Toby, come here. Sit down. Okay. So I will show it to you, but you can't climb up until I get to the top, okay? She asked as she ran over to their big oak tree that was in the back of the yard. Logan rolled his eyes as she ran away. Okay, I'll wait till you get to the top, I guess, he said, smiling. She was a bossy one. The treehouse was pretty cool, Logan had to admit. To get in, there was a rock climbing wall on one side and a rope on the other. Then, out of one of the windows was a big telescope that was positioned over what looked like an old boat steering wheel. Okay, now you can come up, yelled Emily. Emily, you don't have to yell. I'm literally 3 feet away from you, Logan retorted. Although he said this to nobody because Emily had disappeared inside. Oh, brother, Logan thought. When Logan got to the top of the rock wall and stood up in the doorway of the treehouse, Emily had put on a pirate's costume over her clothes and was pointing a toy sword at him. Arrgh! Who goes there? Now you must walk the wall, Emily said in a pirate's voice. You mean plank? Logan asked, chuckling. Yeah, that too, Emily giggled. My mom got me these costumes from a garage sale last Friday. Aren't they great? Yeah, Emily, they're pretty cool. So, I was talking to your aunt, and she said you just visited her. Has she seen this treehouse? Logan asked, wanting to get down to business. Duh, of course she has. Her and my mom talk like every day. She hasn't come up here yet, but I'll make her next time she comes, said Emily, very matter-of-factly. Okay, well, how was your visit with her? She said you baked a cake because she won the award for her flower, Logan asked. All of a sudden, Emily got real quiet, very quiet. Without a word, she started to put her costume in the chest that was overflowing with other costumes. Well, did you like baking the cake? Logan asked again. Yeah, sure I did. I just remembered I was supposed to make my bed before I went outside. I'd better go do that before my mom sees. Thanks for coming to see my house, Emily said, and as she climbed down the rock wall super fast. Hey, Emily, wait, Logan called out after her. It was too late. She was already at her back door. Huh, that was weird and pretty suspicious, Logan thought as he looked around the treehouse. He then spotted what looked like part of a leaf stuck in the floorboards. Logan carefully wiggled the leaf out and looked at it up closely. Well, it was not from any tree in the yard, but it did look familiar. As he biked home, he had a sinking feeling in his gut as he thought of where he had seen that leaf. As soon as he got home, he ran into his room and quickly flipped the page of the lady slipper in his research book. As he compared the partial leaf in his hand to the picture of the leaf in the picture, he knew they were the same leaf. So tomorrow he was going to have to go back to Emily's house and find out why she had part of a lady slipper orchid in her treehouse. Uh-oh. What did Emily do? Or didn't she? We'll find out in the next chapter. Thanks for coming to Miss Danny's Book Nook, and catch me next week for Chapter 6.